Piers, there's mass casualties.
Yes, George.
In the
You asked
Iranian
me if
TV
I knew
station.
it was going on when I interviewed him. I didn't.
Well, it's a disgrace that you did not know.
Well, I didn't, or I would have
because you
stopped.
might have been able
I
to
did.
ask.
If I'd known, I would have stopped the interview, obviously.
Iran is presently the hero of the vast majority of people in the world.
Oh, rubbish.
And it's
Absolute
the fact
rubbish.
that you can't see
What a
that.
load of absolute
Piers,
nonsense.
take your eyes off the posterior
Absolute
of the
nonsense.
tiny part of the
Nonsense.
world. I'll tell you what, Piers, you're a busted flush.
You know what, George? We're about to pass 4 million subscribers on Piers Morgan Uncensored, and you're walking off.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Grab a seat for this one because it gets heated fast. Today we're breaking down a clash between George Galloway and Piers Morgan that turned into one of the most uncomfortable interviews Piers has had in a long time. The two go head-to-head over the war on Iran, who's really paying the price, who the rest of the world is actually standing behind, and whether the people cheering this on even know what's happening on the ground. And let's just say George came in with receipts that Piers clearly was not ready for. Stick with me all the way through, because the back half is where it completely unravels, and the ending is something you'll want to see for yourself. Before we get into it, drop a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I genuinely love seeing how far this channel reaches. Alright, let's get into it.
I hope he remembers you if he does get into the Prime Minister's seat. I'm frankly astounded that you did not ask him about the bombing of the Iranian state TV station just a couple of hours ago. The mass murder of tea ladies, technicians, journalists and broadcasters. I can't believe that you didn't know about that. And indeed, Professor
Actually, I don't know
Morandi
about that.
was...
You've just told me that, so that's the answer to your question. I didn't know about it. I've been on air.
Well, you really need to be better briefed.
Well,
you're
okay,
interviewing a guy that you're punting.
You can have your views about that.
No, this is
in
very
answer to your
important.
question, I didn't know, so that's the answer to your question.
Well, you should have known.
Okay, well, you're a better journalist than me. You're a better broadcaster than me. I didn't know.
Professor Morandi was in that building. I don't know if he's dead, but the story is that he was in that building to do an interview with you, and I very much hope that that is not true. And I very much hope that he is still alive.
He told me that was true. He told me that he'd been told to leave, but had decided to stay and do the interview, in which all he did was call me a liar, a coward, and a genocide enabler.
So you did know about the bombing of the Iranian TV station?
No, there was no bombing going on when I interviewed him, obviously, or I would have stopped the interview.
Piers, there's mass casualties.
Yes, George.
In the Iranian TV station.
You asked me if I knew it was going on when I interviewed him. I didn't.
Well, it's a disgrace that you did not know.
Well, I didn't, or I would have
because you might have been able to ask.
If I'd known, I would have stopped the interview, obviously.
Well, this is going to grow and grow as an issue.
This is the moment that should make everyone watching stop cold. You have one of the biggest interviewers on the planet sitting in his chair, and he has no idea that a television station full of working people had just been struck hours earlier. And when George Galloway raises it, Piers actually admitted this. I don't know about that, you've just told me that. You have to understand why that lands so hard. This is a man whose entire brand is being the most informed person in the room, the one who corners everybody else. And on the single biggest story of that night, he was completely in the dark. George told him you really need to be better briefed, and then drove it home with you should have known. And here is what people miss. When you platform a war and treat the strikes as some clean, heroic, surgical operation, you carry a responsibility to know who is actually caught in it. The support staff, the crew, ordinary workers who are just doing a shift. That is not a footnote to wave away. That is the heart of the whole thing. Let me give you context that makes this sharper. For generations, the world agreed, on paper, that journalists and broadcast workers should be protected during conflict. That principle was written into international law after the most devastating wars of the last century. Precisely so, media spaces would not be treated as fair targets. So when a broadcaster gets hit and the man interviewing the other side does not even... No, that is not a tiny slip. That is the entire moral framework cracking on live TV. And George saw it instantly. He refused to let it slide, and he made Piers own every second of it.
Iran is presently the hero of the vast majority of people in the world.
Oh, rubbish.
And it's
absolute
the fact
rubbish.
That you can't see
what a
that.
load of absolute
Piers,
nonsense.
take your eyes off the posterior
Absolute
of the
nonsense.
tiny part of the
Nonsense.
world, which is the Western world.
You think that
Africa
currently
is with
most
Iran.
of the world, you think the rest of
Latin
the world
America is with Iran.
You think the rest of the world
China is with Iran.
Yeah, who?
Russia is with Iran.
Russia,
All the
China.
Arabs are with Iran.
Russia, China,
Take
any
your
other...
nose out of the ass
North Korea?
of the tiny number of people that you think are the world. They're not the world. The world is 8 billion people.
Right.
You're speaking for the little clique that leads a tiny fraction of fewer than 1 billion of the people of the world.
So just to be clear,
you cannot see beyond the end of your nose.
As I suggested, then you want to put up as a defence for Iran that they're supported by China, Russia. Did you mention North Korea?
That's a lot of people, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. But are they the kind of people, in terms of their own regimes, that we should be taking as good supporters of these benevolent people
You're
in
living
Tehran?
under Keir Starmer's regime, for God's sake. You're going to blame the British for Keir Starmer? The French are living under little Macron. When did you get the right to decide that 7/8 of the world's population cannot be considered valid because you, Piers Morgan, don't like their regimes? Listen, there's something else you didn't mention, and you must also have known about that. Unless you switch your mobile off at 10 o'clock at night, you already know that Iran is giving Israel a bloody good hiding every single night.
It's not, though, is it?
You described it all.
It's not, though, is it?
You described it all
It's not, though.
as a wonderful military operation being conducted by Israel.
Let me answer you. As always, the Iranian regime has put out apocalyptic statements about this will be the annihilation of Israel and everything. It's like it did the last time. And you know what happened last time? Nothing. Nothing. They fired a few rockets,
Piers.
and the dome
It's
dealt with them.
videos.
This time they've got a
Don't
few.
you watch-
This time they've got a few
don't you watch
missiles
X?
have got through the dome. But the idea. Hang on. Let me finish my question. The idea that the Israeli Air Force have managed to inflict this kind of catastrophic damage on military commanders, nuclear scientists, nuclear sites, and all of this, and have control of the airwaves in Tehran. And the only response so far has been a few missiles that have got past the dome.
Missiles?
You say they've been pounding them. They've not been pounding
Have you seen
Israel.
Haifa?
They've not been pounding Israel.
You are astounded. This is something else you don't know. You didn't know about Morandi. You didn't know about the TV station.
I knew what
and you
Morandi
don't
told
know
me.
that Iran
I knew what
is
Morandi told me.
pulverizing Israel.
I knew what
every
Professor
single
Morandi told
night.
me.
4
Just to be
nights
clear,
in a row.
hang on.
You don't know about it.
Just to be
I'll
clear,
tell you who I believe.
just to be
You're asking
clear,
about belief.
Just to be
Yes.
clear,
I believe the
just to be
mayor
clear,
of Tel Aviv.
Sorry,
No,
if I may finish
listen,
responding
can I
to
quote
you.
an Israeli? I believe the mayor of Tel Aviv, a former director of intelligence in the Israeli army, now the elected mayor of Tel Aviv, who says this has got to stop.
Now watch how George flips the entire frame. Piers keeps acting like the whole planet is lined up behind one side, and George just refuses to accept it. He said this: Iran is presently the hero of the vast majority of people in the world. And whether that number is exact or not, the underlying point is one almost nobody on Western television will say out loud. Here's what blows my mind. We are constantly told there is a single global consensus. Then George pointed out the world is 8 billion people, and the people you keep speaking for are a tiny slice of that. And he is right to push on it. Most of humanity does not live in the handful of countries that dominate the news cycle. Their views barely get airtime, and then we act shocked that they see things differently. This is the part people don't think about. For most of the last century, huge populations across the global south watched powerful nations decide who got to have weapons, who got inspected, who got punished. That memory does not vanish. So when one country stands up to a far stronger military, a lot of the world does not see a villain. They see someone refusing to be pushed around. Then George went further. He said Iran is giving Israel a bloodied hiding every single night, and Piers could barely sit through it. But the smartest move came next. George did not just lean on his own side. He pointed to the mayor of Tel Aviv, a former director of intelligence in the Israeli army. Think about that. He used a senior Israeli figure to carry his argument. That is how you corner someone. You hand them a witness they cannot brush off as biased.
We cannot win this war. That's the mayor of Tel Aviv. I can believe him.
I see
or I can
zero
believe Piers
evidence.
Morgan.
There is zero evidence that Israel can't win this war as things stand. Zero.
Well, why are they asking the United
90%
States
of the
to join
damage
in?
is being inflicted by Israel onto
This
Iran.
is pure nonsense, Piers. Why are
Why are
they
you so
begging
deluded,
Donald
George?
Trump? Why are they begging Donald
Why is your
Trump to join in?
pathological hatred of all things Israel made you so deluded?
Is this something else you don't know? Do you know that Tucker Carlson and Steve Bannon are right this minute on TV debating how if Trump gives in to Netanyahu's begging him to join in and save the day, that it will be the end of the Trump presidency, that it will split MAGA down the middle? Do you not know that either?
No, why would I know that? I've been on air. How would I know that?
Well, if you're really...
Why do you expect me to know
so
things when I'm literally
unaware,
interviewing
Piers,
people like
because
you?
I made the mistake, Piers, of thinking you were a well-informed man.
I am. But when I'm actually filming my show, it's quite hard to keep up with world events.
Don't you have someone that can pass you a note?
I've got lots of people that do a brilliant job. That's why I have one of the most popular shows in the world.
Your ear?
Yeah, it's why my show's a lot more popular than yours, because I'm better at it than you. So stop the lectures about how good a journalist I am, or how good a broadcaster I am, or how good my team are, because if you were so good, George, you'd have a lot more people following you, a lot more people watching you. But most people think you become a delusional loon. And I think that's sad.
My dad is bigger than your dad.
Not my dad, just the number of people that watch my show massively dwarfs yours.
My dick is bigger than your dick. Are you really down to that, Piers? Well, I've got some evidence that it isn't, but I'll not go there because I'm actually astounded at the sheer ignorance, which I'm being very kind and calling it ignorance. I could easily call it lying. I could easily call it willful ignorance.
Of course you could.
That you didn't know there's tea ladies lying dead in the Iranian TV station.
To be clear,
and you interviewed Bennett and didn't even mention it to him.
To be clear, I'm being told by my team in my ear as we speak that outside of Iran, there has been no independent verification of what you are saying. So
it's
you are believing.
Television,
so you are believing the words of the Iranian regime. And forgive me if I will wait for independent corroboration before believing what the Iranian regime says.
You don't believe that
are an
Professor
Iranian
Marandi.
regime stooge who believes
that
anything
Professor
they say.
Marandi, your frequent guest, that gentleman, was bombed.
He's not a gentleman.
He's not a
gentleman.
Oh. I think most of the people who've ever watched him think he's a gentleman.
No, I don't think he's a gentleman.
I
think he's a very disingenuous man who spews a lot of bullshit.
They don't think he's lying, Piers. They don't think he's lying.
Oh, they do, George. They do. They do.
They think he's lying when he says he was bombed in the Iranian TV station today.
He wasn't bombed. He was on air talking to me. What are you talking about?
There's footage.
How was he bombed and talking to me?
On every media platform.
He was talking to me.
Of the TV station
How on
burning.
earth was he being bombed as he talked to me? Complete nonsense, man.
Piers,
you're talking nonsense.
Your dick is so much bigger than my dick, as your dad is so much bigger than my dad, and as your television program is so much bigger and better than mine, I'll say goodnight to you because I have rather more wholesome people.
Oh, you're running away.
Talk to.
Okay.
No, I'm not running away, but I won't be coming back. Because I made the mistake of thinking that you were an honest man. In fact, you're a slippery.
Well, it's okay, because I never made that mistake with you. So don't worry about it. I never made that mistake with you, George. I always thought you were thoroughly disingenuous and you prop up these evil regimes for reasons that completely baffle me. And you think you're the right guy. You think you're the honest guy. And actually, you know what? You're the kind of guy that one minute you call me a rat, the next minute I'm your hero and you're praising me. It's pathetic.
Is that why you ask me onto your show every single week, Piers?
Sorry?
Every single week. I've got the texts. Every single week you ask me onto your show. Because I'm all these things you just accuse me of?
No, I don't mind having you on to challenge you, no problem.
Every week? You ask me every week?
You came on, I think you apparently
we last asked
you on 6 weeks ago. Why are you lying? We haven't asked you on
I've
the
got
6
text.
weeks.
You
We
asked
haven't
me
asked
to
you on
come
the 6
on
weeks.
every single
3rd of May, we asked you last time. 3rd of May. You're lying.
Your dick may be bigger
You're
than
lying,
mine.
George.
Your
3rd
dick
of May.
may be bigger than
3rd of
mine.
May.
Your show may be bigger
7
than
weeks
mine.
ago.
But I'll tell you what, Piers, you're a busted flush.
You know what, George? We're about to pass 4 million subscribers on Piers Morgan Uncensored, and you're walking off because you can't handle the heat.
And here is the line that ends the whole argument. George brought that Israeli figure back, and the verdict was brutal. He said, "We cannot win this war." Sit with that. That is not George talking. It is an Israeli leader, a former intelligence chief, openly admitting the thing the loudest voices on TV refuse to touch. When your own side senior people are saying, "Stop, you are not winning," no matter how confident you sound on camera. Then George dropped the part that clearly rattled the room. He said, "Do you know that Tucker Carlson and Steve Bannon are right this minute on TV debating?" And the point underneath it was huge. He warned it will split MAGA down the middle. This is what people don't realize. The push to widen the war was never as united as it looked. Even inside the movement that loves to sound tough, major voices were warning that getting dragged deeper into someone else's fight could blow the whole coalition apart. The White House felt the split. The Israeli leadership was leaning on them hard, and George knew it before the host did. That is the thing that gets me. The man whose entire job is to be informed kept getting told about his own side's fractures by his guest, over and over. And then the ending. George stood up and walked. He said, "I won't be coming back because I made the mistake of thinking that you were an honest man." Whatever you think of George, that is a person refusing to be a prop in a show he no longer respects. Looking back at all of this now, the part that stays with me is how much of what George said has only aged in his favor. He talked about who really pays the price in these wars, about a world that does not march behind the cheerleaders, about cracks inside the very movement that wanted escalation. He took the unpopular seat on a hostile stage and refused to flinch. And the host, instead of engaging the substance, fell back on bragging about subscriber counts. That tells you exactly who was arguing and who was performing. So what do you guys think of this? Leave your thoughts down in the comments. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.